I normally don't say that there is any like quick hack to make a viral video, but
there is.
This tool does kind of sneakily get around it, and it'll probably only work temporarily until people kind of cop on a bit more. But when I show you this, you're all going to know exactly what I'm talking about. This website is .com.
Love that. Yeah. So cool.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Hi, my name is Judy Russell and I'm a video trainer and producer with the Vid Academy.
Hi, my name is Sian Horn and I am a business and marketing mentor. I teach businesses what they need to know to stay in business. Also the founder of the Club Women's Network and Elite Pilates and bbell.com.
Hi, my name is Jen and I'm the founder of a paid advertising agency called Lemon 7 based here in Cork.
Hey, I'm Jay Woodard and I am the creative director at Ad32, a content production house that produces content for SMEs and corporates. This episode is brought to you by Ad32. We specialise in photography and videography, so if you have a story to tell, we are the ones to tell it for you. So do reach out to us at ad32.ie and we can get started on your pre-production today. Welcome back to another episode of Unbranded. It is good to be back. I was away last week. You killed it. Do you know what? I should resign. Do you know what I mean? There's no point in me being here.
Oh, no, Jay, no, don't leave, don't leave.
Thank you. Keep it coming.
The token male, we need you.
We need a token white guy. No, it was good. It was good crack last week, wasn't it? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we missed it, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I liked the am I the asshole? We have to look into a bit more of that. We were talking about before we press record that we will be looking at more scenarios like that. I think it works and people like it. This week I said we'd focus on, I'm your host this week, we said we'd focus on content idea generation and like how you do it and how we do it, just to give people ideas, because obviously we're in different fields, so different people might take different things away from it, which is great. I'll jump straight into it. Jen, when you're batching ideas for video content, let's say, and then we'll start with video content. What's your, is it sit down, cup of coffee, ChatGPT, or is it scrolling through Instagram, trying to find ideas, trends? What's the crack?
I'll start with what's trending first, because that's the most important thing. So I'll go to Instagram Explore or TikTok search first. And that's where my research starts. And I have a bank of keywords that are like highly relevant in my own industry, that like, you know, AI tools, AI for marketing, all of that stuff. And I'll look at what other people are creating around that this week. And then I'll also look at Google Trends to see if there's anything in the trend maps around AI marketing or AI tools that is currently kind of in the ether. And then I will import as much articles as I can find around that into a custom GPT. And I'll have conversations with it to write my scripts. And my script format is very simple. It's a 4-part sequence. So hook, problem, solution, call to action, or hook, problem, solution, wrap up, depending on whether it's like comment below or not. Yeah, so I have a very clear kind of structure of what I need to say afterwards. But obviously, you can pull all the articles in the world, you can do all the research in the world, but you have to put your own little slick on it then. Yeah.
And then when you're recording it, you batch it and then you send it off to Aoife to get stuff done. And you have that whole content schedule out then weeks in advance, isn't it?
No, I actually schedule everything the night before. Aoife sends me a batch of 7 videos for the week every Sunday evening. Sunday evening, I'll take the first one and schedule it Monday morning. And I always laugh because I know they come in on a Sunday evening. But Aoife will still, without fail, and I love you, Aoife, for this, send me a lovely note on Monday morning to let me know that they're there, they're edited, and if I need any changes to let her know. But they're already live.
Yeah.
I'm already like, or like, and now she's doing all my LinkedIn ones as well. So
Nice.
that works
And
out great for me.
do you do the night before every video, or Monday you schedule the week?
No, night before every video, and there's a specific reason for that. It's because ManyChat, which is the tool that I use for the automated comments, only lets you do one video ahead for scheduling.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. Yeah, I use that too. Bit of a pain, isn't it? It's fine. It's
It
a bit
is.
clunky, but it's a bit of a pain.
I have it down to an art now where I have the app on my phone and I just hit duplicate yesterday's message and then I change out the link usually.
Okay, that's good. I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
what people don't understand, if they don't know what ManyChats is, when you're doing an Instagram video, you're saying, take my free book, comment below, and I'll send it straight to your DMs. ManyChats is that automated system that will automatically send it to them for you, which is so handy. And it really helps. I'm still getting, like, we did a collab post weeks ago. And I
Yeah.
get the bones of 5 to 10 followers a day off your DM that you sent to people saying, hey, make sure to check out Jay's profile and stuff. So
Yeah.
it
I wonder
definitely
where
works.
that's at now. I actually think that is gone.
150,000 views I think it is on now.
Yeah. We'll have to
We're
do a
just
few more
so we're
collabs.
just so good. More collabs. We should do a collab, the
team.
4 of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Judy, talk to me. Your content ideas, how you generate ideas for content. Is it cigarette in hand, sitting on the beach with a can, writing on your notebook? Or
You know it is. You know it is. I like my dreams. Like I don't create nearly enough content for my own business, the cobbler with no shoes. But because I'm spending so much time creating content or showing other people how to create content, like you, Jay, I suppose. But it is. I don't know how Jen fits it in. And when I'm listening to the way that she breaks it down, like this is the perfect way to create content for yourself. But what I find is that I can't do it without someone else.
okay.
Not create the content or edit, but the brainstorming session. Like I will get so far, like I've seen Jen break down this before and I've gone into TikTok search, I've gone into Instagram Explorer and I'm like bored within 3.5 minutes and I'm like, oh God, I'll find something else to do. I'll clean windows. But like, you know, my clients I think are the same where I force them into a 20-minute brainstorm. And I'm like, okay. And as well, like, you know, a lot of my clients reach wouldn't be the metric that they're after. They're not trying to get like mad, like awareness or loads of followers and stuff like that. They're trying to target specific people through specific things. So it's a little bit of a different approach where we're like, okay, let's just get all of your ideas down. And usually it's groups of people that I'm working with. So I might have 5 or 10. I'll ask them to come with 5 ideas each. And then I have a like multi-page spreadsheet, a Google sheet, like, and on page 2 is their ideas bank assigned to each one of them. And then the next page off after that is a content calendar. So once they have the idea assigned, then it goes into their content calendar with their name, the date that they'll plan to upload it, and a brief, just a sentence on it. Then the next tab after that then is their scripts and shot lists where they go into a lot more information on each one. And then it goes into the metrics after upload kind of thing. So it's very much like it's trying to incorporate Jen's approach to traditional videography, where we never really had those kind of analytics and we weren't used to kind of getting feedback. We'd start like Jen's reverse engineering stuff. Whereas, you know, when we would have started out, Jay, it would have been like, okay, what do you want to create a video about today? And people are still kind of on that band. So it's trying to bring them into the, okay, this is probably what you should be making videos about if you want to get reach. But if you just want people to understand more about what your business does, then continue the way that you're going kind of thing. Does that kind of
Big time. Yeah.
sound right? Yeah.
Shan?
Can I just ask a question? So TikTok search, you say I do TikTok search. Do you mean you just search in TikTok? So you'll put in the hashtag and see what people are doing?
Oh, I don't, not a hashtag. I'll type in like you would a Google search. But yeah, exactly. I just go to TikTok search and I will sort them by view count.
Brilliant. Okay.
And there's tools out there, like there's one called Go Viral and places like that where you can put in anyone's, like I have a whole list of AI creators and sometimes I'll just dump in their URLs straight in there to get like the ranking of their videos over the last like 14 days and figure it out that way. But food for thought idea, Riverside, which is where we're recording at the moment, allows this fun feature where you can send out a link to people to jump in backstage. If you are anyone that's up for it, maybe over the next few weeks, we could have like a content brainstorming session for our own channels on Riverside, and anyone can join us backstage to like do their own in the background, like a working session, not like a pod session like this.
And they can comment in the chat and then that kind of stuff, is it?
Yeah, and like working group behind the scenes or whatever the case might be. But
yeah, that sounds cool. DM us, guys, if that's something that you'd be interested in. So like 3 different channels, obviously. My business channel with Elite Pilates is very formatted. So we just decide what we need to teach people. We use UGC for our promotion. So it stays the same each week and we tend to revisit it probably every 2 or 3 months. But really important that UGC piece for that business. When it comes to mine, a lot of it is dictated by what potential clients want me to do. So, for instance, this month, actually, I've got a lot more UGC to make for other people. So I've had to actually plot those in. So actually, that's taken a lot of the the work out of it that I used to do. And obviously it can be a bit random because obviously a lot of my platform is travel. So obviously I'm trying to travel at least once a month to get that content out as well. But a lot of the time I would say to you, you know, for me, it's just about making sure that what the audience have wanted is covered. So for me, it's fashion, it's skin, it's travel, and then making sure that I plot those in. But a lot of that now is dictated by the companies that I'm working with.
Okay. Judy said she uses Google Sheets to plan that kind of stuff. What
I
are you
do
using,
too.
Shan?
Yeah,
using
I
Sheets?
do sheets as well. I do for especially like, so I have like, I do the strategy, say, for one of my businesses, but the fabulous Olivia, she helps us with that. But I want to know exactly what's in it, and we always work 2 weeks in advance.
Okay. And Jen, your spreadsheets as well, all that kind of stuff broken down into categories and scripts and stuff, or is there different software you use?
No, I don't do any planning or strategy work, to be honest. I don't have my line of content moves at too fast a speed for me to do that. Like, it's just a 30-minute sit down block. I'm figuring out what's trending. I'm putting that. My spreadsheets and all the rest of it come afterwards for the analytics to go backwards and say, okay, here's the learning for like the next batch or whatever. But
how do you communicate with Aoife? So when you're sending everything across to Aoife, do you just send it and hope for the best, or
I can actually show you, but it is a very simple system that we use. It's like a folder on Google Drive, and this is what it looks like. So for anyone who is
watching on YouTube,
you can see it. And for anyone who is not,
I love show and tell. I just love it.
So yeah, look, Jen and Aoife share Drive, LinkedIn and Instagram. You go into Instagram here and
Yes.
they're sorted by this.
Yeah.
And then it's just like raw, edited and all the rest. Yeah.
That's exactly how me and Aoife work as well. And I would work the same with a third party. But with Elite Pilates, for instance, I want a calendar because I want to see what's coming in 2 weeks, just in case we have to. And same with the club as well, actually. So we have a third party for the club, but obviously the buck still ends with me, unfortunately. So I need to see what is going on for my own, exactly the same as Jen.
Okay. Jen, take me back before you press record though. You have the idea, you have the ideation, you have this idea for the video. Are you writing the script by hand, or are you doing it with ChatGPT? Are you copy and pasting? What's the crack there?
I'll have a rough like sketch that comes out of ChatGPT to give me like a rough gauge. But once upon a time, I used to write out the 4 sentences, but now I just write the hook and I'll riff the rest because I'm 100 and maybe 200 or 300 videos in now.
Yeah.
So it's different. But at the start, I did go line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4. But now I still actually do the same when I'm recording to camera. I'll be like, stop using Canva until you know about this hack. And then I'll stop for a second. I'll say it, and it's broken into either 4 parts or 8 parts. Typically it's 4, 6, or 8. And random one, I don't know where I heard it. I actually think it might have been Jimmy Carr Diaries of a CEO. But the 90 beats per minute thing.
Yes.
I've been trying to do that a bit better, but
nice.
That's my favorite episode of Diary of a CEO. It's so good. I must listen.
It's pretty raw, isn't it?
Yeah,
it gets pretty raw with it. So my one would be I've kind of separated my channels where the Ad 32 page is literally I'm following other content creators, all people I follow, people I like, the genres and the niches I'm in. And my personal one then is just like, you should see my Reels algorithm, my own personal one. It's lunacy. But when I want to say I want to create content, I go to the Ad 32 one. I make a cup of tea. I sit down. I just kind of scroll, get idea, get vibes, see what's trending. Like recently, the new firmware for my camera came out, and it's big updates and that kind of stuff. It's all that kind of stuff. I'm surprised no one's mentioned like Notion. I have Notion set up where I have a whole template of video kind of ideas, scripting. The whole thing is set up on Notion. I use that for the business as well. All the ideas go in there. Like, can I share my screen? I can share my screen.
You can. There's a share button there at the bottom, just to the left-hand side of the leave option.
2 seconds here now. I'll get it up.
I used to use Notion religiously for this, but then I found that I was putting too much time into the before instead of just getting it done.
Reminds me of clients that love using Trello. And like the amount of time they spend on Trello, they could have done all the work by the time they got to the end of the sheet. Great for organizations, just not for individuals.
Yeah. And then I think in my instance, when I'm working with oh my God, I did training last week with I don't know how they do it. I think I don't know if a public sector, a large public sector organization. I won't even mention their names, but like they can't access anything. They can't send files from their phone to their laptop. So there's no way that they can do CapCut desktop editing. Like everything is so restricted. Like because do you know the way we've got whizzy woo ways of doing everything? Here's how you download audio from YouTube. Here's how you da. But like they can't get into any of this. So they're just like living in this restricted bubble unless they have their own laptop at home or a spare phone, which is just scanty.
And they're not allowed, are they? They're not allowed to have that kind of stuff at home either.
No, it's really hard. Like
I had to go into my settings to share the screen because it's a new app I downloaded, so forget about it. But what it is literally, it's like idea, going ahead, scripting, what's shot, what's edited, is it published? And it's kind of broken down like that. And then I can go over see what's done. Now, a massive problem with me is the postmortem. I should be looking at what's doing well, what's not doing well. But I'm like, it's out there, it's gone, ha 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 ha, and I run away into the sunset. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the ADHD in my life. That's my basic white girl laugh. It's just that's a big part of content. Isn't once you put it out, is actually doing the postmortem. How much time would you spend on postmortem, Shen, in the businesses across the businesses?
In the other businesses, not me. We would review every month.
You get the report.
Yeah, we review every month, see what's worked, see what hasn't worked, see what we need to tweak. In mine, very rarely. Honestly, you know. On
your personal? But you'd sit down with a glass of wine, go look at the analytics, kind of just relaxing like that? Or is it just a matter of client's happy, I'm happy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking, you're always looking to improve. But I know what, at this point, I kind of know what, because it's very, it's not about reach on Sean Horn. It's about consistency and authenticity. So it's about I want it to reach, yeah, absolutely. But really, it's more about engagement constantly. So I'd rather have 1,000 and 200 comments every morning than have 40,000 and 200 comments every morning. So probably not enough on my own at the moment, just because the other two are so busy. But we'd always review at the end of each month, see what works, see what we need to take off, see what we need to add on. And look, when it's your own as well, Jay, I think you do that without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's not.
They're going, I'm doing a postmortem. You're just looking and you're taking it all in subconsciously.
Yeah. You would be every day probably having some sort of analysis and reviewing what's gone out.
Yeah. And Judy, with your clients, stuff like that, and you sat down with the people and they've come up with the ideas and the videos, do you do a group postmortem, or is it a matter of you sending them a report after, or is it just something that you want to learn to? There you go.
I go crazy. I go completely and totally crazy. This is where I come into my own.
Go to YouTube right now at this minute and look what she just posted.
I am I just love a good Excel document where everything is colored and stuff like that. So like for this campaign, for example, I had 6 weeks. We were producing a video every day. It was almost 60, 70 videos. We had a spend on each. So I have like different columns for the status of the video. I have the description, the caption, the budget, the spend, Instagram views, likes, Facebook views, likes, X views, likes, TikTok views, likes, YouTube views, likes, totals. And then I will like highlight the ones that did the best and try to get people to go over this stuff with me, and then it all goes into a lovely PowerPoint presentation then at the end that I'm like, here is your lovely thing. And I love this stuff, like I don't know if people value it or enjoy it as much as I do, but it definitely helps me stay motivated. When I look back at the results of last week, I'm like, okay, it's working. If I was just kind of producing and that's what I don't do for my own business. I upload stuff and I forget about it and I don't care. Whereas when I'm doing it for someone else, I'm like, I care more, which is terrible. I need to work on that.
And what you could do then is what Jen would say is take that data, put that into ChatGPT, ask questions, what's working, what's not working, kind of stuff. Yeah, Jen?
Yeah, but I started using Portermetrics, and this is about to change potentially your entire sheet there now, Judy. But
remember, Jen, I got onto you about this and you suggested it. And I was trying it, and I don't think I could use it at the time. I can't remember why. This will automatically do what I would
Okay, excuse me. I thought there was a tactic that I didn't know it was a website. Sorry, Portermetrics.
No, Portermetrics. But this is it's a connector tool that allows you to connect your data into what's called a Google Data Studio, which is now called Looker Studio, I believe. This is dummy information, so this is not my information. But you just bring it in, you tie in your profile, it'll tell you how many people went to the website, blah, 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 best times to post, your posts, a breakdown of the caption, all of the data in here, so you don't have to like manually import anything over. Best times, post comparisons, so you can look at your hour of day, type of post, stories, and a breakdown of your audience then afterwards as well. I'm conscious this isn't updating data because it's dummy information, but you can use those. I have an agency account with them, so if any of you want a report for your own, just drop me an email afterwards. This is not a public announcement for free options there, by the way. I meant that and forgot that we were recording a podcast for a second. I will do your reports, Jay, Judy, and Shan, if you like.
But for people,
let me know.
people listening, how much does it cost for an individual business?
Oh, I think you can actually do one for free. So if you were just doing your own, I think you could do one for free. My agency subscription, I believe, is €99 a month, but it allows me to do all of my paid ads, all of the social media accounts for all clients and their independent like line of reports. So it's actually very cost effective for an agency to run their data through there.
And for each client, can you, like, it's not just Instagram, I take it, it's everything.
No, so Portermetrics actually does a whole suite of stuff and I love it for it. So it does your Facebook ads, your Google ads, your analytics, your CRM and email. So it'll hook up Klaviyo, HubSpot, MailChimp, e-commerce, like Shopify, all the rest. And it'll do all your competitor analysis as well. And you can merge those data points. So you can say, okay, I want to see my Google Analytics total number of sales. And then in the same sheet, I want to see, well, how many came from email, Facebook, social media. You can mix and match the data.
I'm very excited about this. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really handy.
Do you have affiliate link?
I think when I was looking it up, sorry.
No, if there's an affiliate link, we'll throw it in the description below.
Yeah. Can I ask another question quickly as well? How many, like, as an agency, how many accounts can you have on there? Like, is there a limit of your €99? If you're working with 20 people a month or you're working with 200 people a month, how does it work from an agency perspective?
You can connect 20 accounts on the agency, but you can connect 40 on Agencies Pro, and then you can add accounts for an extra, I don't know, I think it's like $3 or $4 or something like that a month or something.
Amazing.
So, I mean, I charge my clients for analytics. Now, the bulk of what I'm charging them is for me to interpret those sheets that come in. But other agencies will charge to sit down and like send the email of typing it all out and putting it in all the systems and everything. But no, they just get the report and an explanation why. And the beauty actually of Portermetrics is that it allows you to automatically turn on comparison, which is essentially every time I ship a report, it reflects if you're up or down on the week before, the month before, or however you roll your data, or the year before, depending if you want to do like a year by year comparison.
Amazing.
Wow.
We like that.
Talk to me about the pitfalls of content creation, Shan. Is there any pitfalls that you've found or you've helped people out of that have gotten too deep in the idea of, and it's almost stopped them from doing it, overthinking? Is there a scenario where they're making the wrong content and they've been told that they're not changing this kind of stuff and then it's affecting the business? Can you give me any kind of pitfalls at that idea of kind of content generation?
Yeah, look, I think it's tried and tested. You've got to test all the time. So like I've been testing this week, it works for Jen to go out early in the morning. So I was like, I'll give it a go. Do you know what I mean? We'll see. It's not, it doesn't work for my platform. It's a different kind of platform, but I wouldn't know that if I hadn't tested it. Does that make sense? And I think sometimes as well, like I hate to see people whipping things down after a couple of hours. I'm like, just let it go. Because sometimes actually it's the next reel or the next post that you put up actually boosts the one that you put before. So just give things time sometimes. But I think if you really understand your audience and you're consistent and you do that testing, it's fun to change things up. I like to see if things change. but yeah, just kind of believe in it, I suppose. So I wouldn't whip things down too quickly.
Do people still delete stuff pretty fast? I know if I post something bad, I'm like, like you said, put it up there. But people will delete it, especially if many chats connected. It's such a pain because you've connected the whole thing, you've built the automation, and you delete the video. Like, I have to build a whole new many chats. Like, but I didn't think that was still a thing. I thought, the felt cute might delete later kind of tactic. Is it?
Yeah, and I still see it.
Crazy. Jen, to you, what, like, pure example. Now, I posted a video that I thought was class. It's gonna fly. Fire everywhere, amazing, thousands of followers, and there's like 10 likes. I'm like, fuck my life. But
what video is it?
It's just a model one I did in the studio. It's a black and white. I really liked it. Like, I got licensing for music and everything on it. But it's done well on YouTube. It's got like 10,000 views on YouTube. But what's the time frame to you that I can repost that on Instagram? Because obviously it could have been time of day, could have been anything. What do you think, Jen, in your professional opinion, is the time from there I can repost?
I don't understand what you've asked me. Sorry. So
no, you're fine, because how the people say you can repost stuff after a few weeks, give it a few days, and repost
I wait for
repurposing.
Yeah. So I will never repost the same video twice. But I will re-record the same script twice. And I just wait for the comments to die down off of ManyChat on the previous one when I see that taper off. So, like, for example, the video me and you did, that was a riff on a script that had done 1 million views previously.
Okay.
With just the slight variation of the two of us on it. But I knew that script was going to do well before. But so I do it that way, mostly because Instagram... what's his name, Massery or whatever his name, the CEO, put out a video like stating publicly that content that is duplicated, it's the same as like organic SEO. If you have two blogs that are the exact same, Google actually deranks both. Like, there's an issue there unless you tell Google which is the correct one. It's copycat content essentially, but it can be self-detrimental as well.
Okay, so change it up a bit. Even like in the scenario of my thing, are you saying I should re-edit the video and new music, or even just the likes of new music and not re-edit the video?
Well, the other thing is that the video didn't do well. Why do you want to repost it?
Because I like it.
Because you like it.
Because I like it. I was hoping you'd do it. I get you though. I do.
I'm making socks with holes in because I like them. No one's going to buy them, but I like them.
Correct. It's a good video.
This is why these are counselling sessions. I love them. But why?
I think as well, though, you have to remember why you're making the content. So a lot of people obviously listening to this pod, they'd be business owners. So, yours and Jen's content now is that content, giving information, sending people to other businesses, that kind of affiliate style. Am I right? I might be wrong. I don't know. So a lot of people are actually just creating content to promote their SME. So they're not making that style of videos. So then it's like, what do they plan? How do they do it? Because is this making sense?
Yeah.
Well,
100%.
the process is the process
standard. Yeah.
I think is probably still the same. They still, like, if you're a hair care brand, you're still going to go to search and find out what other hair care brands are doing. What's trending in hair care right now? Do I have any products or solutions that align with X, Y, and Z? Let's say everyone's like, the slick back hairstyle is a good example. I have a client who is in the hair care space that actually Judy and Jay will be taking a look at soon for content, but they found great success by doing videos of showing how their anti-frizz product is excellent for the Gen Z slick back style. But that was trending. And that was doing really well. Or I actually had a consultation earlier today where it was a woman who's looking to start selling some of her clothing online. It's really nice material stuff. And she showed me a piece and she was like, I have washed this 30 times. Would you be able to tell? And I was like, why aren't you jumping on the girl math trend? Like, this is, like, how many wears can you get out of fast fashion compared to what you're like? These are all things you can jump on. So you have to kind of like look at trends with an open mind and do a little bit of research in your space. I still think that's valid for an SME.
Even for my content, Shan, or for my clients, Shan, I have a cafe client. I have a few cafe clients, and like that, I'll go in. I'll kind of sit down again. I have time blocked off in the calendar. That's that client's time. I'll do whatever edits, emails to them, content briefs, all that kind of stuff built up, and I'll have 6 to 10 ideas going into a shoot, knowing like I've seen trends where coffee is being reversed. It's being spilled out, but it's being reversed, so it all comes back into the cup nicely. All that kind of stuff where I just go in with an idea of 6 to 10 video ideas that I want to put my spin on, and I'll go into the cafe, and that on that day I'll set up and I'll do the lights and just kind of have that idea. So it's very similar to my other idea of my style for my page size, where I go in, I have an ad 32 Notion of ideas for that cafe. I have the links to Instagram for the inspiration. I'll write notes of, right, I'll change that to hot chocolate, or I'll change that to this, I'll put a cake in, well, that kind of stuff. That's how I do that stuff for clients. So it is quite similar. It's just different content.
But I suppose I'm talking to people that just edit videos and aren't video editors.
Yes.
Touche.
Yes. Touche. I love it.
Well, there's also like, and this is like, I normally don't say that there is any like quick hack to make a viral video, but
there is.
This tool does kind of sneakily get around it, and it'll probably only work temporarily until people kind of cop on a bit more. But when I show you this, you're all going to know exactly what I'm talking about. This website is transitionalhooks.com.
Love that. Yeah.
And you can download the intro clips.
It's so good.
Oh.
It's so good. But also, if say like you don't know what to do, under each of the videos, it has an inspiration tab. So you can, it'll take you to samples of people who have used the hook. So this is like for anyone who can't see what I'm talking about, it's essentially like, do you ever see where they're like splashing a bucket of water and then it transitions to someone straight into a clip essentially. So it's like these impact hooks.
Yes.
And you could use these really cleverly, and they don't take a huge amount of edit work either.
I love the water one.
What's it called?
Transitionalhooks.com.
I saw Killian from Take 9 Studio actually where we recorded some of these. He did one with the bucket of water.
I went way too hard with that water. I drove
him
into the wall.
He really like
I drove him into the wall with it. Like,
right.
Judy, with the group scenario like that, would there be many pitfalls you'd come across with content creation, kind of overthinking, having too much crack, this kind of stuff, and nothing kind of gets done, anything like that?
No, I think you just need to have a good kind of moderator there, kind of like going, okay, that's enough now, we'll move on to the next person or something like that. But I think the group setting is fantastic. I suppose what some brands worry about is that all the videos are so different, but I kind of like that. Like, you know, say one person makes a day in the life video, then they'll all be like, oh, they'll see their video and then they'll all want to make a day in the life video. They all do look different, but I think once you can, like, that's the beauty of having multiple personalities in an organization. It's then the branded subtitles and the outro that you try to get to be the same. Do you know that kind of way? And I'm like, I like being on pages and not everything to be uniform, especially if it's a larger organization or a charity or something like that. Like, I like the way that there's multiple voices with different, but it can be hard to get, like, some people are just take to editing, like a duck to water, and then other people find the editing part really hard. So it can be hard to keep them all at the same level of slick. Like,
I'm loving this trend at the moment of older business owners letting their Gen Z employees do the videos. Love it.
Slay.
Like, slay. Like,
very mindful, very tomorrow.
Yeah, check out the I saw one that made me laugh was the La Chateau on Patrick Street.
Oh,
if you're not based in Cork, it's a very old bar. It's there years and years and years. And like that, he's like, we're the only bar on Patrick Street. It's a vibe. Very demure. Like, oh, this kind of, it's so good. Like, letting the Gen Z write the script for it. I love that kind of stuff. Or the breathing.
Millennial breath.
So funny. Like, so funny. I was going to say, teach me something, but we've shared a lot. I think there's been a lot of websites being shared, all that kind of stuff this episode. So we don't want to overshare. I do like the idea of the brain session though, Jen. If people do want to get in contact with the Instagram or email us about just kind of sitting in, or just even kind of get 4 or 5 ideas for businesses and kind of content that way. Or
it's interesting because from working remotely a few times in the company, what we have done is had was called an open link. Well, that's what we called it, where there was like a Google Meet link that you could just jump on at any time and work with someone. You'd be sitting in silence. You're not actually like talking to each other or whatever. But every now and again, you might be like, I'm just grabbing a cup of tea there. I'll be back in a second. Or, you know, it's just the stupid chit chat that you don't get other ways. But it could be like that, where we're just jumping on and it's almost like an accountability piece. And then it might be like, guys, I just found this really handy tool. This might be helpful for you, and drop it in the chat, as opposed to like talking through it out loud. You know what I mean?
Just on that point, do you think the announcement from Amazon this week will have a roll-on knock-on effect to other companies? Amazon announced this week that they're going back to 5 days in the office, no more remote working.
I saw a really good meme where it was like Jeff Bezos in 1999 and like the pale skin and everything. It's like Jeff in the office, and then Jeff now, buff Jeff, like walking off his yacht, and it's like Jeff working remotely.
I think it will I think companies will see that they're doing this, and I think it will have a knock-on effect, genuinely.
I think it's, I want to see the stats. I think, you know, every stat that I'm reading is showing that I do think hybrid is perfection. And all the stats that I'm reading say that that's the most productive way. So I want to see why they've come up with that, why it's so important to them. I do think working in the office is important from a mental health perspective, from a community and communication perspective. But like 2 or 3 days a week, I think is cool. So I don't know. I think it's a shame. I think we learned nothing.
I hope we.
I know.
Yeah. Wait and see. It could backfire, but I think Amazon are too big to fail, aren't they?
Yeah.
They actually have a policy in place as well, where you, after a certain amount of time, they will pay you to leave, and that amount goes up as time goes on.
In what context? As in, like, you're costing too much money, they can get a junior in for cheaper kind of job?
No. It's an incentive, as in, like, you know, people who don't want to work there anymore can just leave. They like, it's decent money. Like, they'll cut you $5,000 to leave. They'll cut you $10,000 to leave. They'll cut you more depending on what level you're at. And the idea behind it is like, if you don't want to work here anymore, off with you.
Yeah.
Here you go. Cut your check and go.
Yeah, you're not poisoning the water. Like, it's a nice idea.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Make sure to firstly, subscribe wherever you're listening to, or if you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. TikTok is flying. Our TikTok gets tons of likes. So if you're watching a clip like this on TikTok, make sure to follow as well. Review as well really helps. And if you do want to get involved in that chat, the online chat Jen was chatting about, let us know, DM or email us. We appreciate it, and have a good week.
Can I just add as well, you know, we did Am I the Arsehole? If anybody has any Am I the Arsehole stories, please send them to us, because I do think every few weeks I'd love to discuss them.
Great call.
We'll keep them anonymous.
Yeah. I can't
No, we won't. No, I don't think we will.
Deuces.